All right. So today I got Connor and Philip from Social Scout. They run an email marketing agency. Guys, glad to have you here. Do you just want to tell everyone a little bit about what you do and what you do at your agency?
Yeah, 100%. Well, first of all, thanks, Dobie, for having us. Super excited to be here. And I'm Philip, one of the co-founders. Obviously, joined with Connor. We run Social Scout. We do email and SMS for e-commerce brands looking to scale. And so I handle all, kind of like growth, acquisition, sales, and then I'll let Connor take it.
Yeah, thanks, Philip. And then I handle all the operations fulfillment for our agency. We're a team of 25 plus people now, doing six figures a month. So Dobie and his team have helped us a lot. We'll get into that. Just like grow and kind of systematize a lot of the stuff, which primarily is what I do, like develop like the systems and stuff that our agency runs on.
Awesome. Yeah, so when we first met, we started off with a free automation audit where we pretty much went through your entire pipeline, marketing, sales, operations. Can you walk me through what that audit process was like from your end and kind of like what stood out to you?
Yeah. I remember I saw that you were offering a free audit, and I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. I didn't know really what to expect, and I love the way that you set up. Was it a Miro board or was it a different software?
It was a Lucid chart.
Lucid chart. Okay, yeah, sort of same thing. Like you did a chart of our whole business. Identified a lot of areas where I didn't even know you could like automate things. I think that was the biggest theme of our partnership so far is that you, Josh, have said like, hey, like if you have anything that you want to automate, like chances are we could do it. Like there's going to be yes 99 times. And that's exactly what came up in the audit process. I'm like, oh shit. Like I wish this could be, automated, but I don't think it could be. And you're like, oh no, we could do that. I'm like, oh, okay. And then that led to something else. And we pretty much just created a whole chart of our sales to fulfillment, like just client journey and all the different manual inputs that Philip and I primarily were putting in. And we identified the biggest time sucks there, and then the areas where automating, that given task would make the biggest difference, just to saving us our time.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, that journey was great. I honestly love the audit process. I think another thing like with y'all was when we were going through the audit process, you were just like full of things that you wanted, full of things like, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do this? And honestly, that's the best type of client that I love to work with. Um, yeah. So from there, we ended up building out your onboarding process, your lead capture, lead status, sales call transcripts, a bit of your fulfillment side. Kind of tell me about how those automations have performed since we got it live and like what kind of impact it had on your business.
Yeah. Well, I guess first to start with like kind of the sales side, and the whole lead status and really like close. You helped basically our CRM, or maybe people who don't use close is what we use specifically for like the sales side, and that was just a mess. I told you and we laughed about it too. Like it was not very well maintained. Maintained, partly just my fault. I'm not a wizard in close. I made a custom view once and I thought I was like the man for it. So yeah, like you came in and pretty much cleaned the whole thing up. Yeah, like we actually, first of all, when someone opts in from one of our ads, it goes to a specific column, it goes to specific, statuses. Whenever someone finishes a call, obviously that gets changed automatically. And it's like, it's relatively, I'd say like simple stuff, but it's just stuff that we had never done and didn't really know how to do. And so, yeah, now it's super seamless. Like I just kind of have this bird's eye view of everything now. And on the sales side, it's just a lot easier to keep track of things because before it's not really that I was losing track. I was losing track of some things. Like at certain points, things would fall through the cracks just because, it was kind of all over the place. So you really kind of helped, systemize that and make it a lot better. And then when it comes to onboarding as well, we've been doing a lot of work with that. And I'm sure, obviously, I'll throw it to Connor in a second. You could talk a lot more about that and the whole Airtable stuff. But at least from my end, we were basically just doing, when a client signs, send them the onboarding email manually. And like, of course, I had templates and whatnot, but it was really just like archaic, to be honest with you. And so I realized that's another thing that I was just kind of wasting time on, not wasting, but spending a lot of time on that could be easily automated.
Right.
And so, Connor, if you want to take it, but yeah.
Yeah. I think the biggest part, or the most amount of time that you helped us save on the onboarding and actual fulfillment side is passing all the notes to our account executive. So before, whenever we would have a client sign, it would be a very manual process from Philip to kind of brief the account executive, basically the account manager, on like who this client is, what they're like, what they're looking for. Now we have like AI summarizations that are automatically being sent to the client or to the account manager. We have all the notes, all the sales recording calls. Everything's just readily available. It's all in one central drive, and we're just able to share that drive with the team, and it's just way simpler. And then we also have a lead routing system, which I know we worked on a lot to make it so when we onboard clients, it doesn't require too much brain power from us or thought of like who gets the what person has the least amount of clients currently, who has the most bandwidth. It's more of just we keep track of those numbers in our other CRM, which I guess you could call Airtable, and then we assign an account executive or account manager based on their capacity, which is extremely helpful.
Right. No, that's awesome. Yeah, building all those processes was definitely a really good thing. I loved watching kind of like how you went from this like manual process all the way to just being able to click a few buttons and expect everything to already be in place. So that for sure, I'm glad that we can help there. So how would you compare not necessarily the results, but like the whole process of what you were expecting? Because I know like going to the audit, you probably had some expectations about what we'd find and what could be automated. Just tell me a bit about that.
Yeah. I mean, I can start off, Philip, and then you can elaborate a little bit more. I was pretty impressed with what you guys could do. And I know this was what I said in my first answer. Like, I didn't think a lot of things could be automated, but it turns out they could be, For when we hopped on the initial audit call, I thought, I was still very interested, but I thought, you guys were just going to be able to create some automated Slack messages to let us know when a deal closes, and maybe automate the client creation in our CRM when they sign, because everything was manual for us, and that would be good. We would have been happy with that. But how hands off our onboarding process is to like setting them up in our Airtable is like night and day. Like, I did not think it could get to a point where it is just you click one button, like Philip or the salesperson clicks one button, and everything's just ready to go. Like, the account executive is literally like ready to hit the ground running, like the instant the contract is signed, which is like, I didn't think we could do that.
Yeah, 100%. And Connor and I even like we'll be brainstorming together sometimes, just like, hey, what should we have Dobie and his team like touch next? Like, what should we automate next? And sometimes we'll be like, but like, can they do that? And then we're like, no, they can do it. Like, they can do everything. Anything we like need, they can do it. Because I remember you said that. The process has been super smooth. And yeah, I mean, when it comes to communication, I'm sure you'll probably ask about this. So, kind of sprinkle it in, but you guys are just like wicked fast. Like, I'll have like a problem with like, for example, or, we get a lot of our traffic from ads, a lot of our leads from ads. And for the longest time, we weren't adding any of these inbound leads into our newsletter. And so that was like super simple. I was just like, hey, can you guys just do this? And literally within like 5 minutes, it was done. And I was like, oh, okay. I waited way too long to fix that, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. One thing that I really take pride of like what we're able to do is like, I really want to ensure that we have open communication, right? Like, I really wanted to be that type of person where you need us, we're there, as if like we are part of your team, we are your founder, we integrated ourselves within your company. And it's really good to hear that that's kind of the feel that you guys had as well.
No, definitely. Yeah, it feels like you guys are like we're just one team, which is cool. Like, it doesn't really feel like you guys are like an external like partner, it feels like you guys are like we're all one unit, which is really cool. So
awesome. Yeah, so and then just any final closing notes, anything you'd tell other agency owners who are thinking about automating their business?
Yeah, I mean, I would say definitely definitely do it sooner than you think. I think we waited a bit too long to do it, to be honest with you. I think like for where we were at, we didn't really have any automation at all. And I think not that we still have a long way to go, but we're also not like a tiny like agency either. So I think that we could have been a lot more advanced with things a lot earlier. And so I'm really glad that we found you and you came in and just helped us with all that. And things are a lot more efficient now, and things can be even more efficient, and they will be. So I would just say don't wait. Like there's really no point in waiting. It's never too early to start improving efficiency, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll just second that and say that, if you want to take your business serious to the point where you want to be the owner and you don't want to be the operator as well, then you need to work with these guys or someone who could do what they do. Because being an operator can get you somewhat far, but if you want to hit that next level and become a real business to where it doesn't fall apart if you aren't there 24/7, you need to have these automations. And so, just like Philip said, like I wish we'd done it sooner than later, because we onboarded a lot of clients and it was a lot of work and there was a lot of useless communication that we could have just saved and streamlined if we had done this sooner.
Yeah, definitely. And also one more thing to add is like the way we look at it now, and you kind of helped us with this like way of thinking, is like you want to turn your business into like just this machine that just kind of runs, right? And things are just firing, stuff is just happening, and it doesn't require your input, it doesn't require your thought, so that's kind of the ultimate goal and what we're working towards.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I just wanted to thank you guys. I look forward to more and more months working with you guys and building more processes, streamlining some manual processes as well. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your time.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Toby.
Let's go. Thank you.
Thank you.